Masonry was wrong from the start, but never in their wildest dreams did our forefathers envision this Orwellian-styled tragedy that is unfolding. In fact, it is worse than Orwell. Worse than 1984, by far. Mental health is being used to stifle dissent under the guise of public safety. Today in the news, I saw a video about a woman in France, or somebody in France who drove and injured 30-some people and killed one so far. That's the toll so far. And I wrote in the comments that what are they going to do next? Take away cars? You know, jokingly, trying to bring attention to gun control. Driving home, I heard on Cameo, the California Office of Public Safety or Driving Safety or something, they gave a quote-unquote friendly reminder to people operating motor vehicles that if you are on medication, even if it is prescription medication or cannabis, that you should not operate a motor vehicle. Now, I could talk about how the system gets paid and fines and so on when people, you know, are arrested for drunk driving, how property gets seized, and how society as a whole pays for it, as certain elements within the system actually profit from these occurrences. But the bottom line is, political dissidents all over the world go through psychiatric abuse and are stigmatized with mental illness by the same people who claim to be fighting stigma. And these people, and there's a lot of them, they're very politically active. They are the ones you see having the tattoos and so on, where they claim to fight against the stigmatization of people who have mental disorders. But more accurately, is people who are misdiagnosed or who are labeled as having mental illness, or who have perceived mental illness. Perceived by who, why, and where? These are good questions, which I've extensively explored in my other videos. I candidly tell you the truth very often. All my videos are about truth. And because of the frequency of my uploads, I am constantly telling you. That's why I say very often. Why does liberal democracy mean the worst form of oppression known to man? I don't know. I don't know how they justify this to themselves, rather. But I do know that is the case. Conservatives may be bad. They may support the rich openly. But a wolf in sheep's clothes is worse than a wolf because they can do more damage. Now think about this. You're a political dissident in any country in the world, especially America. They take away your gun rights. They cause a bunch of side effects. They force you on medication, in many cases force you into institutions. And soon they will take away your driving rights, your driving privileges, because they will say your medication impairs your ability to operate a motor vehicle. Think about this. Is this fair? Is this right? Is this even okay? How can you use the word liberal, which is akin to liberty, freedom, but you're basically saying if you don't see it like us, we will drug you and we will take away your freedoms, sabotage your life, make it virtually impossible for you to live, which will make you want to commit suicide. The side effects by themselves push women away. Imagine if you can't operate a motor vehicle and you're trying to take women out on a date. People are threatening you and you don't have your gun rights. You have to explain to people why you take medication. And all you are is a political dissident. This is far worse than any persecution homosexuals or anyone else has ever faced. Because they were told, for your actions, we will persecute you. But you are telling us, for your beliefs, we will persecute you. There's a difference. There's a difference between somebody committing an act of sodomy and somebody believing it's okay. And then there's another difference between somebody who believes it's okay telling other people and somebody who keeps it to themselves. You see, they are trying to identify even those among us who keep it to ourselves. They say these are symptoms of mental illness. This is being drugged for thought crimes. And I have heard complete cowards, complete evil, unscrupulous, immoral, sinful people telling me that the problem isn't that you're right, it's that you think you are right. How could I be wrong? What they're doing is akin to raping somebody, whatever way, and while you're doing it, saying that the problem isn't you think we're raping you. The problem isn't that we're raping you, it's that you think we're raping you. Complete nonsense. You're killing 500,000 people on record. That's far, and in Western countries annually, that's far more than terrorism has ever killed in Western countries annually, unless you consider that you're the terrorists. You're wrong. What you're doing is evil. And I know you're not going to stop it because you're sick. You have a horrible, horrible sickness. The same sickness that will make it so you refuse to admit that my behavior has improved. What will you say now that I will emphasize making calm, concise videos? What will you say now? Well, his beliefs are the problem. It's not his behavior. How will your argument change? Will you step up your provocations? How will they change? I'm sure your argument might then become, well, he believes we're covertly drugging him. As if you people are not capable of organizing a covert drugging campaign. As if you haven't done it before. Are we to then drug everybody who accuses the government of wrongdoing? Well, this guy thinks the police beat him up, put him on medication. This woman thinks a police officer raped her. Forget what she has to say, put her on medication. Especially if they have a history of quote-unquote mental illness already. This is the world they seek to create. And unless we come together and destroy the Liberal Party, first and foremost, but also the Conservative Party, so a bunch of indifferent rich people don't take over openly, then they will probably succeed. We have the rich people whose interests are being catered to on the right. And we have the left who openly opposes the moralities of the Abrahamic faiths. They think they're oppressive to women. They think this, that, and the other thing. Forget the fact that the most righteous people were Christians and the most evil people were atheists. Stalin and Mao, the biggest killers. Forget that. These people would have you believe that it is your religion that is the biggest threat that faces society, even though there's only been a small percent of atheists at any given time in history up to this point, but they, among them, are the biggest killers of all time. And the only religious people you can find that might come anywhere near as murderous, anywhere near as deadly as Stalin and Mao and other atheists are people who don't truly live by the morality in their religion. Or they would turn the other cheek. Or they would be a peaceful Muslim. No. The threats that face society are ideological, I agree. but they are from the atheists, the Satanists, the people whose lifestyle and basically their religion is criminality, drug dealers, pharmaceutical and otherwise, where it does not make sense to drug, such as the psychiatric industry, and so on. Atheists, racists, and the LGBT community that has teamed up with them all just so they can feel more accepted and try to propagate their abominable sexual deviance. So, I'm especially speaking to those of you who aren't completely stupid, who know that the government covertly experiments all the time. There's a lack of transparency. And it is an unreasonable one. There are certain things that should be kept secret, such as passcodes and so on. But there are certain things that you need to be transparent about. The CIA in America on record allowed for the torture of people in Iraq. And the CIA on record tortures people still. But yet you don't think they torture political dissidents here? They're trying to protect from all threats, foreign and domestic. The war on terror is global, and so is the torture. And it was psychologists who came up with the methods of torture. People who push liberal democracy, whose enemy is Islam, but they pretend that it's radical Islam. My friends, the biggest threat that faces our society is liberal democracy and the rich conservative class that benefits from these deadly, immoral, inhumane policies. Thank you.